On the topic of education, today the Supreme Court struck down President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, causing controversy across the nation, with 43 million Americans being affected. KX's Sarah Wilson joins us live, and she has more insight on how this ruling impacts students. Sarah?
Well, Jordan, it may even impact the entire admissions process. President Biden's plan promised to remove more than $400 billion of debt in student loans. But a grad student tells me this will possibly deter future college students. Here's more. An overwhelming response of frustration.
I am disappointed, to say the least.
I remain in shock and awe of the lack of care and empathy people in power hold for the rest of us.
A monumental ruling that affects millions of Americans, stripping away the assistance that gets many people to college, student loans.
16 million people had already been approved. The money was literally about to go out the door. And then Republican elected officials and special interests stepped in. They said, no, no.
On Friday, the Supreme Court ruled to reject President Biden's plan to erase more than $400 billion in student loan debt. Biden criticizing the decision, with college an already overwhelming decision to make.
You know, these Republican officials just couldn't bear the thought of providing relief for working class, middle class Americans.
Further adding stress to the admissions process.
It can be even more stressful. There's so much more on students' plates. It's teaching them some really tough and kind of unfair lessons before they even start their adulthood. It's because it should not be this much of a stressor just to get an education.
Whether for the ruling or against it, Aggie alum Nimisha Shrikant says everyone is connected to its impact.
A lot of my friends are, a lot of people I know are affected, and it's disappointing.
Shrikant believing it would deter future applicants, as Biden plans for a temporary repayment plan to alleviate the frustrations of the monumental ruling impacting millions. Since the strike down, President Biden says they will be creating a temporary 12-month repayment program, which will remove threats of defaults or credit impact if you miss a payment. Back to you, Jordan.